Hey everybody, hello and welcome to unityofone.com. I'm JS and I am really a little nervous about this morning. This is definitely a big step for me, but that's okay. You know, as we go on through the weeks, we'll get through those kinds of things and I'll get over this just like I did with my other sites and stuff. But let me not distract us this morning because we really have so much ground to cover, and aside from all the nervousness I am really, really excited to be at this point in my life where I have overcome another interfere with myself. Now, before we start talking about some of the topics I did in the ad video, before we get into some of the things that we will be touching base on over the next few weeks, I want to start with one thing right off the bat. Certain people are going to look and they're going to go, why him? Why should I listen to him? Who the hell does he think he is? What gives him the right to even voice his opinion? So I want to touch base a little bit on why me, honestly. I don't believe I'm anyone special. Not at all. You know, the polar opposite of that, actually. But I do believe that I've spent a lot of time thinking about certain topics. I've been asking certain questions my entire life, and I have never given up the search for those answers. I have always felt that there was more to our existence than the standard lifestyle. I really, really have. I also personally believe we need more of the average Joe to speak up, honestly. We take our advice. We have our life dictated to us by people who are supposed to be more knowledgeable than you and I. They're supposed to be more professional than you and I. But as we can see, there are issues everywhere in the world, and I feel that it is my time for me to speak my mind. Lastly, I am the first person to second guess myself and even question my own answers. So I really feel I've come to a point in my life where my soul has become a good judge of logic. And if something resonates pure logic to me, then I follow that belief. For example, I'm going to give you an example right now that I really want you to consider and think about even after we're done today. The word soul. Soul. S-O-U-L. We all have these ideas of what a soul is. We complicate it so much and we take it to such in-depth levels that we actually have to debate on it, fight about it, go to war on what our ethereal being, our celestial being is. A soul. A sentient organism utilizing logic. Okay? That's what a soul is. And within that answer is the key. But like I said, we're a long way from that story. We have so much ground to cover. But you are more than welcome to look up the meanings of those 4 words and think and see what thoughts come to your own mind. All right? We'll get there eventually. We'll get into each of those words and we'll get into who we are. But I told you, we have a lot of ground to cover. And I want to touch base also on a few things that were in my little What is Unity 1 video that you can find here on the site, okay? I mention in that video, have the movements of the past really changed anything at all? I go on to say no. For every step forward mankind has made in the voice of universal freedom and to put an end to violence, for there to be global compassion socially and environmentally, we have taken 10 steps back. For every cause and movement that gains momentum, we still walk on a planet where women are fighting for equal rights today in the United States, as well as many other places. Still today in certain religions and cultures, women are still looked down upon. There are still millions and millions of starving children and families all over the world, and we here in this country alone waste more than 50% of all produced food. We still use fossil fuel. We still drill into the planet. rape the rainforests of the planet. We pump toxic chemicals into the air, sea, and land. We still take part in a government that is based on fear and control, the manipulation of its people. And this goes back to the Roman Empire, to Old England, to right here in the current US. And we are still honoring a system that is outdated by the standards of today's world. So have things changed? Yes. The wrapping paper around the box looks prettier, but the package is still exactly the same. What else did I talk about? I also mentioned great people like Jesus to Buddha, Gandhi to Martin Luther King. Now, I am not in any way, shape, or form putting myself in the same category as these amazing people. I wouldn't dare do that. But wasn't there a time in their lives that they thought they were nobodies? A time they felt like just like everyone else? A time when they felt they had something to say? So why not me? All right? So, what else did I mention? Let's get to those eternal, lingering questions I mentioned. Why am I here? Who am I? What is my true purpose in life? Are my answers going to be the one true answer? Are my answers going to satisfy you? Are they going to make you feel complete? That is going to be up to you. You are going to have to use your soul to judge, analyze, and assess what we discuss. But I promise you this, there will be an undeniable logic to my answers. There will be a key that unlocks a door for you to explore who and what you are, where we are, and how we got here. But I hate to be redundant and repetitive, and I mentioned this, we are still a very long way away from that. I want to touch base on a few topics now, today, to start us off. We have to have a starting point, and that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to talk about the greatest contradiction of them all. And I literally mean the greatest contradiction in humanity. All life is precious. All right? Now, let me take a drink, okay? Most who preach those words condone war. They condone mass slaughter of animals, the destruction of land, air, and water. And I think what they really mean to say is all human life is precious. But how can that be? Honestly, how can we even utter the words, all life is precious, let alone all human life is precious? When we send our troops overseas to fight war, knowing they will kill and most likely be killed. We even go as far as to say, God bless the troops. They are on their way to kill or be killed. So how can God bless them when they are committing one of his largest, strongest sins? If all life is precious, then all life is precious. And yes, my friends, all life is precious. For us to think animals do not have a soul is incredibly dangerous and ignorant of us. They are here to experience this world just as we are, but in the capacity of their existence and their own existence and their own understanding. It's not for us to decide these animals can die and be livestock and these animals should be protected. How can we do that? We preach all life is precious. Then we call for the death penalty. We preach all life is precious, and we turn the page and read an eye for an eye. If all life is precious, then it's all precious, from your goldfish to your dog, from a microorganism to your child. We must honor all life and stop supporting death. Stop supporting death of humans. Stop supporting death of animals. And if your book teaches you to kill those who do not follow your book, if it preaches to hate another, fear another, or kill another for any reason, then you must come to the logical conclusion that this was not in fact written by any God. It was written by a fearful man who was trying to control someone. Again, this is our first day, so we're only touching base on a few things here. We're just scratching the surface because trust me, I have a lot to say, and I'm going to do this in a way that I am going to do my best to not offend anybody. But we have to take a look at just a few of our daily values. What do we value? Do we value Kim Kardashian, Gucci, reality TV shows, Oreos, Coca-Cola, sex, our cars, our bank accounts, our homes? We have become a planet of people who value materialistic possessions and momentary laughter over the land we live on, over the quality of the food we eat, over the education our children get. We have become a world everlasting with everlasting conflicts that we choose not to resolve as long as we have our materialistic possessions. So I ask, do you think your chosen God created this world for us to destroy, terraform, pollute the air and sea? We have let our small little slice of time here become a selfish and greedy existence. We have not even considered the fact that the planet will not even be able to sustain my great-grandchildren. And there is more than 5 billion years left before our sun burns out. So you tell me, are our values noble? Are they human? Are they celestial? Or are they corrupted? And are they greedy? And are they impulsive? Yes, the movements of the past surely have made some changes, right? So, where should I even go next? You know what? Let's even do it. Let's touch on to our personal health, our planetary health. Regardless of what you think, feel, taught, regardless of anything you believe in, your body is a vehicle. That's all it is. It is a vehicle that enables your celestial being, your soul, to experience this physical creation, this reality. And again, we have become a planet of donut-eating, coke-swallowing cannibals. Yes, I said cannibals. Maybe we aren't sinking our teeth into the flesh of our fellow man, but we sink our teeth into flesh. We don't drink what the planet provides us, water. We drink soda, sugar, alcohol, and the breast milk of another species. We value Oreos over our own personal health. We justify and defend eating fast food. We've even been made to feel bad by our friends and families for wanting to change and eat more healthy. We don't consider that most illnesses can be cured with good nutrition. We would rather let a doctor prescribe us with toxins rather than get up and walk. We defend politicians who want to keep drilling for oil and pumping toxins into the air as long as we have our freedom. We would rather terraform, build and destroy rather than grow and nurture and cure our planet. Which brings me to honoring my country, your country, right or wrong. Worshiping my God, right or wrong. And honestly, this is probably the simplest thing for me to touch base on, and I'll make it as short as I can for today. Religion. If your holy book or your belief system preaches, teaches, explores, and honors the killing of any life form, then you must question its validity. If your belief teaches that you must pay for necessities the world provides naturally, then you must question its validity. If your government does not truly listen to the people, then you must question their motives. If your government invades the land of a foreign country in the name of your freedom, you must question their motives. If your government has to debate on whether or not we should teach about the evolution of our species, then you must question the current government system. You must. If your government has starving, homeless families living on its land, as it develops and funds more weapons, then you must stop the current system. Our government was established at a time when people could not collectively and globally voice their opinions. Those days are over. We do not need local state politicians any longer, nor do we need Congress. The power to voice our opinions and cast our votes is now literally in our hands. Every citizen can cast their vote, yes, no, or undecided. Vote on every single issue that is in the hand of a 90-year-old oil tycoon. Now, obviously, I know they're not all 90-year-old oil tycoons, but I think you get the point. We do not need them to dictate nor guide us any longer. The U.S. is not a democracy, and it is even worse than a dictatorship. It is a system of chaos controlled by individuals who are seeking personal gains. And we will be sure to come back to this again and again and again. But why? Why do we need to make these changes? Honestly, really, if you have a good job and you have a nice home and you have food in the fridge, then why care? Because of a universal and global consciousness. I hate to be the one to disappoint you, but you are not just an individual. It is a scientific fact that we share a collective consciousness. Experiments have been done and are currently being done to see if global events affect us as a collective, and if in turn that collective affects the world around us. And it does. We share, transmit, and receive ideas, feelings, and thoughts from each other. You know it's true. You've walked in a room and picked up that feeling from a friend. You know this. So I'm not even talking nonsense. You can look all this up. Actually, you know what? Don't even take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. I encourage you, I beg you and implore you to please go and take a look for this yourself. Go find it yourself. Research these things I've just said. But let's take it even further than global consciousness. Let's talk about universal consciousness, because everything is connected. Every single thing is connected scientifically and spiritually. Our universe is a creation. We are not only an extension of that creation, but we are that creation. Everything we do, everything we see, everything we experience is for God, your God. All was created so it can be experienced in a physical form. Everything we do together is what informs our God, and it is what creation continues to be based on. Our experiences in this world and beyond are what is creating our futures. So why do we want to unify as a species? Why? Because we are becoming a universe of the negative. We are feeding off of and creating and experience a dark existence. And this in turn is turning God's light into darkness. You see, it does not matter, and it is totally okay if you're Jewish, if you're Muslim, or if you're Christian. It doesn't matter if you're a Buddhist or an atheist. As long as you honor life, the positive growth and expansion of light and love, then you are honoring your true God. Your God did not create this world for you to instill fear in others for their beliefs. He did not, she did not, it did not create this world for us to deplete and devolve. God created us to experience, explore, and expand. He created us, it created us, she created us to learn, share, and care for our vessel, our brothers and sisters, and the world in which we occupy. Because everything you are, where you are, and who you are is collectively one. And we must unify, to save our existence. So if you will please give me a moment right now to gather up some more of my thoughts. I'm going to go wash my face off and fill my drink up. I would love to come back and have an open forum and discussion with you. If you're in the chat room right now, you can use the submit a question area and get one in, and I'll be with you in just a few minutes, everybody. Now, before I just do go and we talk, I just want you to know, I in no way ever mean to offend anybody. If I sound like I'm being condescending, my voice gets harsh at times, it is just because that's just who I am. I promise you, everything I am expressing to you is not for me and is not in a selfish, is not being presented in a selfish way. I am trying to express this for the benefit of everyone as a whole, all right? So give me a few minutes and I'll see you guys in just a bit, all right? Thanks.